Sefer Bamidbar, Parashat Noach, 7th Aliyah. The whole world was of one language and a common purpose. And it came to pass, when they migrated from the east, they found a valley in the land of Shinar and settled there. They said to one another, "Come, let us make bricks and burn them in fire." And the brick served them as stone, and the bitumen served them as mortar. And they said, "Come, let us build us a city, and a tower with its top in the heavens. And let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be dispersed across the whole earth." Hashem descended to look at the city and tower which the sons of man built. And Hashem said, "Behold, they are one people with one language for all, and this they begin to do. And now, should it not be withheld from them all they propose to do? Come, let us descend and there confuse their language, that they should not understand one another's language." And Hashem dispersed them from there over the face of the whole earth, and they stopped building the city. That is why it was called Babel, because it was there that Hashem confused the language of the whole earth, and from there Hashem scattered them over the face of the whole earth. These are the descendants of Shem. Shem was 100 years old when he begot Arpachshad, 2 years after the flood. And Shem lived 500 years after begetting Arpachshad, and he begot sons and daughters. Arpachshad lived 35 years when he begot Shelah, and Arpachshad lived 403 years after begetting Shelah, and he begot sons and daughters. Shelah lived 30 years when he begot Ever, and Shelah lived 403 years after begetting Ever, and he begot sons and daughters. Ever lived 34 years when he begot Peleg, and Ever lived 430 years after begetting Peleg, and he begot sons and daughters. When Peleg had lived 30 years, he begot Reu, and Peleg lived 209 years after begetting Reu, and he begot sons and daughters. When Reu had lived 32 years, he begot Serug, and Reu lived 200 years and 7 years after begetting Serug, and he begot sons and daughters. When Serug had lived 30 years, he begot Nahor, and Serug lived 200 years after begetting Nahor, and he begot sons and daughters. When Nahor had lived 29 years, he begot Terah, and Nahor lived 190 years after begetting Terah, and he begot sons and daughters. When Terah had lived 70 years, he begot Abram, Nahor, and Haran. Now these are the chronicles of Terah. Terah begot Abram, Nahor, and Haran begot Lot. Haran died in the lifetime of Terah, his father, in his native land in Ur-Kasdim. And Avram and Nahor took themselves wives. The name of Avram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife was Milcah, the daughter of Haran. The father of Milcah, and the father of Iscah. And Sarai was barren; she had no child. Terah took his son Avram, and Lot, the son of Haran, his grandson, and his daughter-in-law, Sarai, the wife of Avram his son, and they departed with them from Ur-Kasdim to go to the land of Canaan. They arrived at Haran, and they settled there. The days of Terah were 205 years, and Terah died in Haran.